Good morning. It's your favorite teacher, Matthew James. And today, we're going to talk about how conversations can change your life. I've had a handful of conversations that have changed my life, and it's changed my perspective on a lot. So let's just dive into the discussion points for this week. When it comes to having conversations, I do this a lot. I'm willing to speak if someone's willing to listen because I don't like wasting my breath if I'm talking to a wall. No matter what I say, I can't get through a wall. It's even if you look at it figuratively, like you can't go through a wall. You're gonna have to get a sledgehammer to go through the wall. So these are the type of skills that I've learned when I've gone through things and conversations like that. So one thing that I have seen is listening instead of reacting. So a lot of times that I've been in negative conversations, I was not listening. I was waiting for that person to finish so I can react from what they're saying. So I'm taking notes. All right, this he said that. Oh, he said that. He said that. All right, cool. When he's done, I'm gonna get him this way. Blah blah blah. You're not really listening. You're reacting. You're reacting from what they said. You were defensive and you got offended, and you want to get your point across. You're not truly listening to what the person's saying. You're not trying to gain understanding at all. You just want to get your get back. And I understand that, but you're missing the point of actually listening. Maybe if you actually listened, you'd understand what the person's going through. And maybe you could be like, you know what? I can empathize with that because I've been through certain situations like that. And I actually feel what you're saying. Do I agree with you said? Um, 50-50 on that. But I actually understand where you're coming from because I've been in that same situation. Watch out for that, man. Emotional maturity. So emotional maturity, it's something that it took me a while to grasp. And when it comes to emotional maturity, I've been very curious with that because of how I grew up. I didn't grow up by sharing my emotions, so I bottled up a lot of emotions that I had and has hurt me for a very long time. And I had to process that in the right way and get the help that I needed. And I'm able to be more emotionally aware, present, and mature now. And I definitely suggest those who struggle with that to definitely navigate that because it'll change your life. It changes the way that you think, it changes your perspective, and it actually helps you be useful to other people. And you can actually feel what other people feel without destroying yourself. So I definitely strongly recommend that you become more emotionally mature. There's some books that I've read that has helped me through that. Talking to the right people, some podcasts also. And if you do need extra resources for that, let me know. I'll hook you up with the right things. And that alone has changed the way that I live and how I speak to people. It was a battle, but it's a battle that God has helped me process through, and He's got me to the other side. And now it's just getting better with the skills that I have now, and just continue retooling because your tools do get dull, and you need to sharpen them every now and again. So that's a space that I'm navigating in, and I'm really big on emotional maturity. Like you can't really connect with people if you're not emotionally mature, and when you are emotionally mature, you're able to give space to people where you can understand and help them get what they need by really not by just being present, not really doing anything active and doing the heavy lifting for them is just giving them a space so they can navigate whatever they're navigating so they can become healed. So definitely do that, which leads me to slowing down. Everybody wants to wrap up the moment so fast, but sometimes you just need to be silent. Slow down. You don't have to go too fast. What are you trying to conquer in a day? Just take a deep breath, process. If you're getting angry or whatever, take a step back, say, hey, I'm feeling upset right now. I can't handle it. I can't handle myself when I'm talking like this. So I'll talk to you in the next 10 minutes or whatever the case is. You don't have to solve everything in a day. In this culture, we like to move fast. Maybe we're not supposed to move fast. Maybe we're actually supposed to take our time and process things the way that they should be processed. Hope you receive that. Seeking understanding, and I've mentioned this already. How can we actually have a conversation with somebody if we're not trying to seek understanding from their perspective? We have no context of the situation. We see them from a distance and they're doing something, but we have no idea what's going on. It could look like the worst thing in the world, but you don't understand what that person's going through. You don't know what battles they're facing. Yes, the action that they did looks pretty bad, but you have no idea why that action happened. So you need more context clues. You need more understanding from that perspective so you can see like, oh, you know what? Though you did this and I don't agree with it, I can actually understand why you would do that. And even for myself, when I make bad decisions, when I reflect back on those decisions that I made, I'm like, you know what? I made these bad decisions because my mindset was different. My mindset was in a bad place. I didn't have the words to describe what I was going through. That's what I've noticed now with the emotional maturity. Like, I knew I had these issues. I thought they were okay. I thought that was part of me. And it wasn't necessarily that. I just didn't have the words to describe how I was feeling or what I was going through. So now when I get here, I'm like, oh, you know what? I forgive myself for what I've gone through because I didn't know any better. I didn't have those skills that I have now. I just knew how to get through things and be resilient, which is good, but being emotionally aware is even better. So putting those things together so you can become a better person, it changes your life, man. I can't say enough about it. And healthy communication. Healthy communication does not involve yelling at each other. We don't do that. You're just trying to get your point across. You can state where you're at, and the other person can state where they're at, and you can just have a healthy conversation. It doesn't mean that we have to agree on anything. It's hard to get two people on the same page. Sometimes it's just difficult. But if we both try to understand one another to get to a solution, and sometimes there isn't a solution, I think that'd be more productive than actually winning the argument. Healthy communication is a good thing. And I don't think you could get healthy communication unless certain parts of you are healed so you can actually participate in healthy communication. So I hope you received the message today. If you did receive it, like, comment, and share, and you have a great day. Deuces.